Love and
Golden
loss.
Wildfire. Love and loss.
Don't
The
think I like the sound of
formation
that.
the Leicester Federation astonishes onlookers in all corners of Fodlan. But the treaty between the Federation and the Empire proves to be an even greater shock. Claude decides to send troops into the kingdom. However, his rash actions only spawn more problems, one of which is currently creeping towards him.
And that is... Oh, it's her.
Randolph, why have you come back
Flesh.
to me like
That was her
this?
name. Fleish? Probably Fleish, not Flesh. Whatever.
Lady Fleish, please.
Fleish.
You
yes.
must get a hold of yourself.
My brother. How did this happen?
I mean, he was a soldier fighting in a war. I mean, it's not that hard to figure out.
Randolph fought bravely against Thunder Catherine. He managed to create an opening for the Federation army to swoop in and rout the Church's forces. It was a crushing victory. For the Federation, that is.
Yeah, how's the Empire going to take this, by the way?
What? You were there? But the Federation said there were no survivors from the Imperial Army.
When it became clear what transpired, Lord Randolph bid me, and only me, to escape with my life.
Huh.
He did this so I could tell you, Lady Fleish, how his death came to pass.
He did?
The King of Leicester used us as decoys. He was able to seize victory by leaving us for slaughter. When I think of how tragic it is that Lord Randolph should be cut down in the prime of his life.
He was left to be slaughtered? They must pay for what they've done. I swear to you, dear brother, I will not let them get away with this. Please, I implore you, gather what soldiers you can. Skilled mercenaries too, anyone you can find.
What, is she gonna pull the good old pretend to join your army and then try to assassinate your leader plot move?
I will empty our vaults, borrow money from the Count, whatever it takes to pay them.
But Lady Fleish, whatever for?
For revenge against the King of Leicester. I will have his head.
Understood. I will make the arrangements at once. That was almost too easy.
Oh. Is this guy not who he says he is?
Feeling any better?
Is he manipulating people? Oh, it's Geraldton Byleth.
I have to say, I'm still not used to this new look of yours.
That makes two of us. But it will bother me less once I'm on the battlefield.
I sure hope that's the case, because we've already got our next job lined up. We're going up against the Alliance again. Oh, no, wait, they're called the Federation now. Well, you know who I mean.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm feeling a little uneasy about this one. It's probably just because they're paying an arm and a leg for us, but be careful, okay?
Oh, did Fleish hire them?
I will. You do the same.
Oh, right. I've been meaning to give you this.
Why do they keep getting hired by people from the Empire?
Never used to be without it. Cuts like a dream.
The heck is
I
that?
want you to have it. Swords like this are given to captains of the Knights of Saros, and mine was just collecting dust in the band's convoy.
That's right. Alois mentioned you used to serve there.
That was a lifetime ago. I don't plan on swinging this sword ever again.
But are you sure you want to give it away? It must be quite special to you.
I'd be happiest seeing you get some use out of it.
Thank you. I'll do that.
Be good to it, all right?
It's been a while since we last gathered here. I wasn't sure there'd ever be another round table conference again.
Come on, Holst. That's clearly a square table behind us. Don't you see it?
It's still a good way to pool our information, right? Much easier than trying to hunt each of you down individually.
But is it really okay for us to be sitting here with everyone else?
Should us commoners even be here at all?
Of course. I want you all here. And if you have something to say, don't hold back, all right?
Okay. Fuck the Empire.
If that's the case,
Let's kill them all.
then I'll just say it. I'm starving.
Okay, Raphael, maybe hold back a little. Let's check in with how things stand across the Federation. Any shifts in public opinion?
For the moment at least, it remains unchanged. Despite our declaration of war on Lady Rhea and the Central Church, the individual churches in our cities and villages have remained calm. So long as services continue as they always have, we may not see any particular unrest among the common folk.
It's the same in Ordelia territory. My father didn't try to sugarcoat the news when he announced it to our people. But surprisingly, there haven't been any signs of disorder.
The same goes for Goneril territory. If anything, things seem more stable now than before. That's why I'm able to keep fighting alongside all of you.
This is also true of Edmund territory.
I guess no one in Leicester is all that upset about Lady Rhea becoming our enemy then.
I doubt most commoners would even recognize Rhea. So I guess it makes sense they wouldn't care too much about her.
Then it seems we've avoided the worst-case scenario. All that work from the Eastern Church must have really paid off.
Yeah, but how does everyone feel about the whole leaving the Empire people to die thing?
The Eastern Church?
It's the branch of the Church of Saros that covers the Leicester region. They don't have much of a presence compared to the Western Church, but their bishop is a really upstanding individual. The bishop advised the regional priests to respond calmly to the news, so they wouldn't cause panic in their congregations. All things considered, it looks like continuing our war against the Central Church and Fargus won't be a problem.
So we're really going after the kingdom, huh?
It's our best hope of ending this war quickly while maintaining our independence. To be clear, I'm not suggesting we burn our way through Fargus, pillaging everything in sight. Yes, we're going to defeat the kingdom and wipe the Central Church off the map. But we're going to do so in a way that spares as many lives as possible. And that's why you're all here. I want to tap into your collective wisdom to figure out the best way to go about this.
So you finally decided to rely on your friends a little.
Don't mock me, Judith. I've depended on all these fine people this whole time. I just figured I could be making even better use of their strengths. If anyone has any thoughts about my methods, I'm all ears. I need your help here.
You can count on us. Isn't that right, Ignatz?
Huh? Oh, right. We all need to work together to end this war.
Well, I guess if you need our help that badly, who am I to say no? And what do you think?
Admit you're more brawn than brains. Offer your smarts as well as your muscle. Sure.
Hey, you can count on me. And not just for my muscles either. I'm pretty sure I've got some wisdom kicking around up here.
Such confidence. I assume this is because you're finally putting some faith in me.
Marvel, I don't even remember you're here most of the time.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Then without further ado, let's figure out our next move.
The time has come to put my intellect to good use. You will be the mouthpiece for my thoughts, I trust.
Maybe.
Don't get too carried away, yeah? They're not expecting much from me here.
As she just talks out loud to him. Oh, next chapter is one battle? Oh boy, a lot of supports to go through. Okay. Oh man, Shez has 4 supports. Well, let's start with Raphael.
Hey, you gotta hear this!
What is it?
What's up, Raphael? You're looking extra cheerful today.
Have you seen the looks on all the soldiers' faces lately? Don't they seem way more motivated?
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
I was wondering what was going on with that.
Well, I was curious too, so I asked. And you know what they said?
What? Their pay has gone up? Everyone would be happy about that.
Is it because they got a pay bump? Finances are always a great motivator, I found.
Come on, not everyone's fighting just for the money.
Sorry. Guess I can't help but look at things from a mercenary's perspective.
They all said it was because of the food.
You don't mean...
Yep. They've all been eating the dishes we came up with. You know, with the smoked meat and the rotten food.
Hey, didn't I tell you not to call it rotten? In any case, our
Let's just
hard
tell
work
everyone we've been
definitely
feeding
paid
them
off.
rotten food.
And the food's great too, if I do say so myself.
Right? I could eat that stuff over and over again and never get sick of it.
And it's a big hit with the soldiers too. They said they actually get excited for mealtime now. Plus, it's made them fight way harder in battle.
I'm really
Oh,
glad
nice.
everyone's so happy with it. Makes all our effort feel completely worthwhile.
You bet. See, food's important no matter who, when, or where you are.
Yeah.
For
Back
the
in
most
my
part.
mercenary days, I'd scarf down any old scrap so long as I was full at the end of it. But I've changed my outlook. Honestly, I feel like I can work even harder now that I can look forward to all my meals. And I never would have gotten here without you, Raphael. Thanks.
Huh. I was just thinking the same thing about you. Guess we helped each other equally.
You know, I scrounged up every last piece of gold I could find just so I could go to the Officers Academy and become a knight. But once it shut down, opening the inn was basically my only option. But then, running the inn helped me realize all sorts of important stuff too. And now I'm sure, once this war's all wrapped up, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to become the best innkeeper in all of Fodlan.
Sounds like a
Nice.
solid plan. But you'll probably need to up your cooking game even more if that's the end goal.
Yeah, I bet I'll have to train under a real great chef to get me where I want to be. Oh, and while I'm at it, I'm gonna come up with a brand new style of cooking. Something that'll really work my muscles.
What would that even look like?
No idea.
Well, I don't know. I haven't invented it yet. Whatever the case, I know what I want to do now.
Hey, what do you say to tagging along with me? I think you've got a real knack for this cooking stuff.
Have you seen how many times I failed to cook today? It does sound pretty tempting. Probably shouldn't make any promises I can't keep. Let's just say this.
Well, think about it. Just be ready to have me showing up at your doorstep if the mercenary work ever dries up.
So you're gonna stick to being a hired hand, huh? Well, as long as that's what you want to do. Oh, but keep an eye out for an invitation from me. You'll definitely have to come over and try all the rotten food I cook up.
Seriously, stop calling it that. But thanks. I'm looking forward to it, Raphael.
You should put that on a sign outside. Come enjoy all our rotten food. It's the best rotten food you'll ever have. Okay, Ignatz. Ooh.
Oh, hey, Ignatz. What you reading?
Wow.
Yeah, he definitely didn't hear me. Hey, Ignatz!
Ah, what? Oh, it's you. Can you please try to not sneak up on me like that?
Sorry about that. I was trying to talk to you, but it didn't seem like anything was getting through.
Those noises were something.
You were making all kinds of weird noises while you were reading. You read something bad?
No, nothing like that. It's just that this traveler's journal is full of such vivid imagery and wonderful surprises that I can't help but react.
You've seriously been lugging books around with you? Though I admit, that does sound like a good one.
Yes, it's fascinating. The author's unknown, but whoever it was really traveled to all these places and documented everything. It's amazing how vastly things can differ depending on where you are. Like the plants or the animals or even the ore in the ground. And of course, the way people live in those areas is so diverse too. Like their food and their clothes. But what's most interesting to me is the architecture. Ruins in Fodlan contain ancient architectural styles that are, for some reason, also found on faraway islands.
Hey Ignatz, have you ever heard of a place called Shambhala? We really need to take you there sometime.
All right, I get the picture. You talk like you've seen it all firsthand.
Well, I really try to place myself in the author's shoes when I read. So I guess in a way, I have. I'd love to visit all those places myself, but that's easier said than done. Especially since I became a knight.
The way you say that makes me think you never wanted to be a knight in the first place.
Wants to be a painter.
Oh, no! No, of course I did. At any rate, both my father and my brother are pleased that it's official.
Sounds to me like you became a knight for them.
That's not it at all. I'm very happy with my decision, honest.
Even though you can't go off traveling?
Yeah, getting sent out to different locations for battle is kind of the same thing. Oh, but of course the mission always comes first. It's not like I go off wandering whenever I feel the urge.
Uh-huh. But you would if you could, right?
Why do you keep asking me about this? All these leading questions, they're uncalled for. I might not be able to travel of my own volition, but I can read books and go wherever I want in my imagination. And that's good enough for me.
What a wonderful meal.
Oh, did you eat the rotten food from Raphael?
Hey, you've still got some food left. You don't want it? That Ogma Wolverine meat's super hard to come by, you know.
Oh man, Ogma Wolverine.
Oh, I don't really eat meat. You can have it.
Don't mind if I do then. You know, I always feel strangely energized after eating this stuff.
You look so pleased to be eating it.
If not every day I get to hear you laugh. Did I look funny or something?
No, it's just that the look on your face made me feel happy.
Instead of just watching other people stuff their faces, maybe you'd enjoy trying some yourself?
I am perfectly content just watching.
Huh. Well, anyway, it seems like you've gotten more comfortable eating with me, Marianne.
I have. When you told me not to act like someone I'm not, at first I didn't know what to do with myself, but I still thought I could learn something from you. And as I talked with you more, I just got used to us eating together.
I see. Then why not branch out and eat with other people too? Mealtimes are a great opportunity to make new friends after all. Making conversation and sitting around the dinner table go hand in hand.
I disagree. Screw talking while you're eating. They both use your mouth. Stick to one or the other.
That's how we ended up friends, right? It might be a good chance to get to know someone else. What's wrong?
I'm sorry, it's just... my adoptive father said the same thing to me once.
He did?
He often criticized me because I avoided other people so much. He said that, as the heir to House Edmund, I must be at least somewhat sociable. But he never bothered to understand how difficult it was for me to do that.
Encourage her still.
You managed to make friends with me. I'm sure if you keep at it, you'll be able to overcome any difficulties.
Maybe you're right, but I don't think it's a good idea for me to get involved with too many people.
Why?
I only bring misery and misfortune to anyone who gets too close to me.
That's not true at all. Why do you even think that?
It is true. I know it.
Okay, if that's the case, then how's it possible for us to be hanging out right now without any problems?
You're right. I should have been more vigilant and kept some distance between us. But you're so kind and I just like being around you. I'm sorry. I'll stay as far away from you as I can from now on. I should go.
No, Marianne.
Hey, wait, Marianne! What am I gonna do about her?
Time to chase her and tackle her to the ground.
I admit this is not ideal. We should retreat and regroup.
What are we, scouting again?
What did you expect? You practically waltzed right up to an enemy patrol.
You just wanted to say hi.
I thought if I pretended to be an ally and struck up a friendly conversation, they wouldn't notice.
That's why I tried to stop you. Not even the greenest rookie would mistake you for an ordinary soldier.
Regardless, it was a learning experience, so our efforts were not entirely in vain. Now let's head back before the enemy finds us.
They've probably got a bunch of search parties out looking for us. We might draw too much attention if we're together. Splitting up will improve both our chances. I'm sure you'll have no trouble on your own.
That's fine by me. It'll be easier for you to slip by on your own as well. Let's rendezvous in front of the nearest allied encampment. We should arrive before dawn.
Got it. Good luck out there.
You as well.
Finally. Don't know how, but I made it back without getting spotted. Took longer than I expected, though. I wonder if Holst got back before me. Doesn't look like it. He knows this area better than me, so I doubt he got lost. Could he have been captured?
You probably picked some mushrooms and, you know.
Huh?
What's that? Ah, you made it. Apologies, I must have dozed off. I was up all night fighting.
Fighting? So the enemy found you?
Quite the opposite, in fact. I happened to stumble upon one of their guardhouses and figured I should destroy it. I kicked down the door, only to find myself staring down a platoon of heavily armed soldiers.
You didn't even check before you went in? Bold.
And that's when their reinforcements showed up. I had to deal with them as well.
Oh, even better.
Oof. Yep, here you are, safe and sound.
Safe, maybe, but completely exhausted. I probably should have looked before I leapt.
That's for sure. Another lesson learned, eh, Holst?
That's right. There is no end to what the battlefield can teach us, and I am a lifelong learner. Care to accompany me again sometime? Or have you grown tired of my antics?
Except.
Hey, I'd be glad to tag along. I've still got a lot to learn. After all, there's never a dull moment with you around.
I'll take that as a compliment. I think you and I truly make the best of partners.
Okay, Cynthia, Raphael.
It's already so late. Time sure does fly when you're studying battle strategies. I should get back to my room. It's already almost pitch black out, though. The sun's been setting earlier these days.
What was that noise?
What was that? It sounds like a man?
I don't know, I thought it kind of sounded like a cat, to be honest.
Probably just Raphael. I've heard him talk about how he trains at night. I'm sure of it. I can't believe I let him scare me like that. I should just ignore him and focus on making my way back. It's so dark.
Oh, hey Lysithia. What are you doing out here so late?
I was off on my own studying tactics, but then it got really late before I knew it.
Why weren't you studying in your room?
That stuff just doesn't click with me.
Come to think of it, how do you even have a room?
It's difficult for everyone at first, but I assure you the field is rather fun once you get the hang of it. Rather important too. Determining how to shape your strategy, what formation to put your units in. There are so many moving parts to the subject that once I start thinking about it, I just get lost in my thoughts for hours on end.
Wow, you must be really smart, Lysithia. I love a good muscle workout, but I'm not so sure I can handle a brain workout like you can.
And I can't hold a candle to you when it comes to manual labor. We all have our own strengths and weaknesses. We should focus on what we're good at so we can complement each other's abilities.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm gonna have to train even more.
Hold on, weren't you just training? It's good to be motivated, but you're gonna bother people if you keep making such weird noises in the middle of the night.
Huh? I didn't train today.
You didn't?
Nope. I always let my muscles rest the day after a rough workout. And let me tell you, yesterday was a rough one. If I go too hard, I go easy the next day, which lets me go even harder the day after that. You got your day off today, muscles, so you better be ready for the pain tomorrow. Anyway, I'm gonna get to bed so I can be ready. You should try to get some shut-eye too, Lysithia.
Is she gonna freak out now?
So that wasn't Raphael? Then who was making those scary noises?
It's probably just a cat. And then we have Raphael, Marianne.
Hey there, Marianne. What's up?
I can't get this poor thing to return to the stable. When I asked what was wrong, she said her stomach is in such terrible pain that she can't even take a step.
Oh, here we go with the animal talking again.
That sounds like a real pickle.
If we could get her back to the stable, I could examine her and provide medication, but...
What are we even talking about? A horse? I mean, I assume a horse, but who knows? They never show anything.
Step aside, Marianne. It's Raphael's time to shine. I'll get your horsey back to the stable in no time.
Okay, it's a horse.
Yes, but, how exactly?
Easy.
Pick it up?
I'll get her onto that cart over there and push her back home.
Just imagine Raphael holding the horse above his head.
But I highly doubt she'll be willing to get into the cart given her current state.
Ah, it's fine. Just leave it to me. Good horsey. Good horsey. Just like that. See? It's not such a bad cart. And here we go.
Thank you very much, Raphael. I gave her medicine, so she should feel much better soon. It seems she wants to thank you as well.
Now we get a picture of the horse.
Oh, you don't need to be thanking me, horsey. I'm just glad you're feeling better.
I hope this isn't rude, but I still can't believe you were able to lift a horse with your bare hands.
Your little horsey there was just the right size to wake up my sleepy muscles. So, what was wrong with her tummy, anyway?
I fear she made a snack of some rotten fruit.
She ate Raphael's cooking.
Oof, that's rough.
She's always been a bit of a glutton, I'm afraid. Still, I'm surprised she went so far as to eat something she found by the side of the road.
Ah, she was just hungry and eating what was around. Trust me, I know the feeling. I've eaten a lot of weird stuff before.
Like what?
Yeah, I was wondering too. Wonder what the weirdest thing you ever ate is.
I don't know. Old hard stuff, fuzzy green stuff. Think I ate some long wriggly stuff once.
Goodness me. And you weren't sick even after eating all of those bizarre things?
Nope. Oh, before the record, I only eat weird stuff when I'm really hungry.
And you're out of other food as well, I would assume.
I wish this poor horse had a stomach like yours.
Hey, if you want a strong stomach, all you gotta do is whip those gut muscles into shape.
Alright, gut puncher. Or no, wait, no, don't do that.
Give or take. Then you wolf down as much meat as you can handle. Do that, and you'll have an iron stomach in no time. Give it a few days, and you won't even notice when you eat the weird stuff.
I'm sorry, but I really don't think that's a proper training regimen for a horse.
Oh, that's right. Horses don't eat meat.
But I'm sure she still very much appreciates your desire to help Raphael.
Look at the horse picture again.
Yes, I see. Apparently she's feeling much better and wants to go for a run in a large open field.
See? She does want to work out. Come on, Marianne. The three of us are going running. 50 wind sprints around the field. Let's go!
The heck is a wind sprint?
Wait, I have to run wind sprints?
Okay, so yeah, let's do this one. An attack on a group of mercenaries turned bandit sheds light on the truth behind the tragic death of Raphael's parents, an incident that has long weighed on Ignaz's mind. Okay, we get, if I S rank, we get Leicester mercenaries, we also get Victor private military. Okay, let's go. And then we'll do the other parallel.
Reporting, Your Excellency.
Yes, come in.
Greetings, Your Excellency.
Why are they calling him that?
I think you're supposed to say, forgive my intrusion.
Right, yes. Forgive me, Your Excellency.
Listen, Ignaz, I may have a title now, but you and I are still friends as we have always been. All this formality is starting to make my skin crawl. Please, just treat me the same as ever you have.
Oh, right. Of course. Anyway, what do you need?
You've no doubt heard about the bandits who appeared in Gloucester, yes? The ones who were supposedly former mercenaries.
They've been around for a while, right?
Yes. My men have been searching for their base for some time now, and I believe they have finally located it. I took the opportunity to look into the provenance of these bandits anew, and it seems they were indeed a mercenary band. One in the employ of my father.
I see.
For some reason, they have abandoned the sellsword life and fallen into banditry.
But why would they do that?
Those vile knaves. Let's take them out.
I attempted to discuss it with my father, but his only concern at present is finding me a proper spouse. When I ask, he evades me and changes the subject.
Yes. That's quite the conundrum.
Regardless, I cannot ignore these bandits, especially if my father had something to do with them. Thusly, I have decided to deal with them myself, and I was hoping you might join me.
Of course. I'm a knight of House Gloucester, after all.
Good. Oh, and as it would be a rather tall order for the two of us to take on a gang of brigands alone, I have called in some additional support.
Hey, Lawrence. I came as soon as I could.
Just once, I wish one of my acquaintances could split the difference between absurd formality and dire nonchalance. I am a count now, you know.
Wait, so are we not friends because you're a count?
No, what I meant to say is...
Count on having one less friend.
Look, enough with the titles. I'm a busy woman, so let's get moving already.
I will have you know, a noble is nothing without their... Oh, never mind. I asked you here because I need your help dealing with bandits in my territory.
Well, let's go.
It? Well, sure.
That was easy. I suppose it does indeed pay to have some true friends in one's corner.
Sure does. Besides, if just you and Ignaz try to do it, you're gonna get kicked into next moon.
Have you ever considered not saying the first thing that pops into your head? The two of us could easily handle this matter. I am simply being prudent. Also, these are not some run-of-the-mill ruffians, but rather highly trained former mercenaries.
Right, the old mercenary to bandit career path.
They have some connection to my father as well, so I would like to uncover what we can in the process.
Claim you'll handle it.
You got it, boss. If we fight and win, I'm sure some info will turn up on your old man.
I am not certain I follow your logic, though I suppose it would be the preferred outcome. Now then, we should be off. With my subjects in peril, there is not a moment to waste.
Let's go.
We'll depart as soon as you are ready.
I'll take
Right
my
now.
payment in meat, please.
Enough talking.
I shall tell the kitchen to prepare a ham.
Ooh, ham? Okay. Okay, what do we got? So I probably have to use all three of them, don't I? It's kind of unfortunate because he's level 2 and he's level 6. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's fight. I got 10 minutes, 1200 kills, right?
Hear me, will you fell brigands? I, Lawrence Hellman Gloucester, stand in judgment before you.
So, not to be a jerk, but when you stand up and scream your name like that, it prevents us from launching any kind of sneak attack.
House Gloucester has no need of such dishonest trickery. If our foe is asleep, we kick out their pillow before the battle begins.
And then you strangle him with it.
Deal with the bandits
Or
outside the base.
suffocate. That's the word. Keep these in at the base,
permit
okay.
you to wreak any more havoc within my borders.
Okay, I'll have to do pretty much everything with Shez.
Yeah, Lawrence. Why don't you hang back and let us handle this?
Do not coddle me. I am more than capable of holding my own against this pack of curs.
Okay, kill them all.
Now that I think of it,
Actually, Ignatz and Lawrence
we're
are
near
still
the
fighting.
place where Claude's grandfather met his end, aren't we?
Indeed. I think you are correct. Could this group perchance have some connection to that most unfortunate incident?
Ignatz is dying.
You yourself are a former mercenary, yes? Pray point out everyone you recognize.
You do realize that not every mercenary knows each other, right?
Okay. Yes, I defeated the thieves.
That is enough for the soldiers outside. Let us proceed to attacking the base. By the good name of Lawrence Hellman Gloucester, you foul marauders shall terrorize my subjects no longer!
You tell him, Lawrence.
Let's get out of here before we get beaten to a pulp again.
And the thieves are retreating? Well, they're gonna have to pass through me.
If we let these folks go, we'll just cause more trouble somewhere else. Let's track them down.
A fine hit.
Okay, come here. Okay, that's 2 down.
I think this will go well.
Ignatz, just like defend the base.
My mother and father
You need to heal
died
up.
not too far from here.
You know what, you two.
Now it is my turn.
Both of you just get in here and just relax.
They were merchants, yes?
Yeah, they were traveling with the old Duke Regan and got attacked by monsters.
During the period when my father employed these mercenaries, monster attacks were a rather common occurrence in this region. And these monsters took the lives of both the former Duke Regan and Raphael's parents. This stronghold is worthy of my protection.
We must guard this position.
Pay attention, Lawrence. You keep staring off into space, some bandit's gonna run up and conk you on the head.
Yes, of course. I must focus on the battle at hand.
All right, that should be all.
Okay, Raphael killed him.
can't get off the front. Let's cut around back.
There is something strange about the enemy's current movements.
Is there?
All right, here I go. There's nothing these must.
Get that person.
Perhaps they have another escape route in mind?
Okay, to stop them from reaching there. Come here, you. What? How did they get there already?
They got away.
If weak conditions are met during battle, battle will result in defeat and a game over. The defeat of important units such as the main character and house leaders result in a game over. After a game over, select restart battle from the beginning, restart from the checkpoint, or return to war map. You lose any weapons or resources gained during the battle, but any levels and experience gains will be preserved. Same is true if you select retreat from the pause menu during battle. Okay. Let's try checkpoint. How the heck did they get to the freaking escape point so quickly? Yeah, right here. Like all four of them were needed to go all the way up here. How the hell did they even get there?
All right, here I go. There's nothing these muscles.
Like I don't get it. Did Raphael just not reach that one? Like he didn't. No, none of them even got there. I was watching the map. They don't even freaking reach it. What the heck?
Not a problem. I've got this.
All right, here I go.
Okay.
They're trying to get out the back way. After them.
Yeah, no escape.
Hold them here, I guess. Yeah, the one that Raphael was chasing was escaping way too soon. That was nonsense.
It's funny how you're like a real knight now, Ignatz. You used to be so scrawny.
I think everyone
There we go.
scrawny compared to you, Raphael.
Bam. Alright, that's both of them down.
He stopped them. You? The Count? Where's your father, you little brat?
Retire. I am the Count of Gloucester now.
Take a breather.
You don't say. Well, in that case, I'll have to take my revenge on you instead.
Oh, a ton of people just appeared.
He seeks vengeance against my father. Whatever was driving these people? Now, let us bring it down.
Time to attack.
Okay, take that guy out. Give me item.
Still improving.
You're really going for it. See what you can accomplish when you eat right.
Okay. What are you? Let's see, how are we doing? Okay.
Now, let us bring it down.
Let's get the guardhouse. Okay, 4 more left.
I am troubled by this development.
Let's go.
But as the ruler of this domain, I must do my
This way?
duty and eliminate these bandits.
Yeah. Where's this guy at? Hey, you. Okay, you dead? Oh. Got ballistas. Oh, great.
This is awful. We have to do something.
So strongholds, not the ballistas. Okay. I'm going. Let's get rid of you.
Say, Raphael?
Keep quiet and fight, Ignatz. These guys are serious business.
Alright. Okay, you're done. Kill this thief since he's right here. Oh, come on, I got stuck. Get him out of here.
Accept your defeat.
Let's do this! You like that?
Ah,
Let's do this!
stop that.
You like that?
I mean, Ignat's nearly routed.
Splendid. We have the advantage.
He's got plenty of health. Oh, he used a vulnerability heal. Okay, well, very little time left. Need to get up there. This way. That doesn't end the stage. Damn, no S rank. There's no way I'm killing this guy in time.
Wait, you claim my father betrayed you?
Used us and threw us away like trash he did. And he tried to make us disappear so as to sweep it under the rug.
A tiny bit of time. Can I just kill him with this? Nope.
Still in the fight.
Okay, hopefully that was in time. I have no idea.
Kill me and be done with it already. At least that way it'll finally be over.
I would speak with you yet. I need to understand what has transpired here. We did it! We won!
Yes, but did we get an S rank? That's what matters.
And Lawrence is buying.
You all go on ahead. I must speak with the bandit we captured.
Okay, hurry up. Come on. Stage complete. Oh, I did it. 4 seconds to spare. MVP Shez, of course.
There you are, Lawrence.
That took so long, I thought maybe that bandit general got you.
We had much to discuss, which I will share with all of you now.
Did you uncover the reason for their grudge against your father?
Indeed. As we suspected, they were once mercenaries in his employ.
And he didn't pay them.
At first, they were used in the ways one might think, keeping villages safe, guarding the border, and so on. But one day, they were given a very strange order by a supposed envoy of my father.
What was the order?
They were told to threaten any merchants heading toward Regan and force them to turn back.
Yeah, that's a weird one, all right.
The mercenaries felt the same and balked at the idea of raising their swords against unarmed merchants. Instead, they decided to chase a pack of wild monsters into the merchants' path and scare them that way.
Give an impressed whistle or scoff at the plan. How would you chase monsters at them?
Sounds like a good way to get everyone killed.
Indeed. You see the matter already. The plan worked, at first. Then one day they caught wind that merchants were approaching and loosed monsters on them per the established method. An ordinary group of merchants would have simply run away and lived. But one among this group drew his sword and began to fight. This was Lord Godfrey, who at the time held the title of Duke Regan. He fought valiantly, but ultimately in vain. Sadly, he perished along with the merchants he had hoped to protect.
Merchants that included Raphael's parents.
So the former Duke Regan and Raphael's parents all died because of your dad, Lawrence?
So it would seem. I am terribly sorry, Raphael. Please, accept my apology in my father's stead.
Hey, knock it off. You didn't do anything wrong.
As it happens, my parents were meant to accompany Godfrey that day. But they had a scheduling conflict and recommended that Raphael's parents go instead, which means...
Not you too, Ignatz! Look, everybody. Kids aren't responsible for what their parents do.
Lawrence, do we know for sure that the order came from your father?
He did say supposed envoy.
I was wondering the same thing. Your father was always protective of the nobility's reputation, and it seems strange he would do something so sneaky. And so anti-merchant besides.
Based on what the bandits said, I suspect it was someone from our house acting alone. By the time my father realized what was happening, the culprit had vanished, along with any hope of ever sussing out their true motives. Only the mercenaries remained, and my father had no choice but to punish them.
I bet they didn't care at all about what happened behind the scenes. Far as they were concerned, their employer betrayed them.
But I don't get how any of this has to do with you right now, Lawrence.
A feudal lord is responsible for all that happens within their realm. Therefore, anything left unresolved by my father falls by necessity to me. I would also like to pay appropriate reparations to both you and your family, as is fair and proper.
But I don't need anything from you. I can take care of my family plenty well on my own. Besides, I made my peace with what happened to my folks a long time ago. You can't change that now. All you can do is stir up a bunch of old, painful memories.
Yes, but still...
But nothing. I'm done talking about this. I'll still take my reward for beating up the bandits, though. Meat party. Remember? You promised me the finest ham in all the land.
Ham.
Just thinking about it's got me drooling.
I don't know if he said finest in the land, but he did say ham.
This does not sit right with me. What should I do?
Stop sitting. Tell him to leave it be. Tell him to sip it and give Raphael his ham. Meat pie. I have to.
Less talk, more ham. And you better have enough for me and Ignatz, too.
Oh, come on. She didn't actually say meat party.
Oh, right.
Very well. In that case, I shall arrange for the finest spread of meat the world has ever seen. I stake House Gloucester's very reputation on it.
Now that's the right thing to do.
Still feels a little weird to leave it like this, but I guess this is for the best.
Meat party! Alright, next paralogue. Ooh, this one gives me axe and bow battalions. Hilda and Marianne are supposed to be heading out on a reconnaissance mission, but Marianne can't seem to get her gear in order. Let's go.
I'm sorry to drag you into this. It's my responsibility, and I should be handling it myself.
What's going on?
It's all good. You clearly needed the help. Still, I always figured you'd be better at keeping your equipment in order.
Oh no, I'm honestly terrible at this kind of thing. You should see the state my room is in.
Oh, is that an invitation?
The more I try to get organized, the more chaos seems to creep into my...
Marianne, look out! Ow.
What's happening?
Are you alright? Oh, this is terrible. I never should have dragged you into this.
What, me? I'm fine. Let's keep going.
I'm serious. You shouldn't have any more to do with me. It won't end well.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Marianne, we're supposed to be leaving on our scouting mission soon. What are you doing?
Sorry.
Being depressed.
I was trying to organize my squad's provisions, and things just sort of spun out of control.
You always do this. Would you please just ask me for help instead of trying to do it all yourself?
Yes, I'm sorry. Why don't we just head out on that mission? And I can finish this later.
You know what? Don't worry about it. I can handle a little scouting mission on my own.
But
I think cleaning up this mess is more important. You'll help her, right? Marianne really isn't good at this sort of thing.
You don't say.
Just make sure you stay with her until it's done. Promise me, okay?
Okay.
For Marianne? Anything.
Good! Because I'm dead serious about not leaving her alone with this.
I'm so sorry.
Anyway, I've got some scouting to do. Good luck!
All right, let's get this stuff sorted. Our first job should be organizing everything by type.
Okay.
Whoa, hold on. I thought we were grouping all of the timbers by length.
This is literally just the Hilda Marianne support again.
Yes, I was doing that. But then I noticed some of yours weren't exactly the same, so I divided them up further.
Look, just try to keep everything simple. 3 piles. 1 for long stuff, 1 for short stuff, and 1 for all the medium-ish stuff in between.
I see. In that case, I'll set this right...
And she broke it.
You gotta be kidding me. Ow! Again. Looks like we're back to square one.
Oh no! I'm so sorry. Please, you should just go and let me handle the rest myself.
No can do. I promised Hilda I'd stay here until the job was done. Speaking of which, where is she?
Yes, it has been a while, hasn't it?
Did you get lost?
You worried about her?
I am, actually. Would it be alright to leave this for the moment and go check on her?
Let's go.
Yeah, sure. This pile of stuff isn't going anywhere.
And besides, Hilda's far more important.
Hey, when you're right, you're right. Let's go.
Rescue Hilda. What the heck happened to her? Okay, so it's just the 3 of us. At least with these 3, they're actually leveled up. Hilda isn't controllable at the start. She probably will be later. Okay, I don't think I need to change anything. We got 15 minutes, 1,800 kills. Let's go. It's a lot of killing to be doing.
Hilda has been surrounded. We have to help her.
Get to Hilda. Marianne, come here.
This is all my fault. If I just stayed away from Hilda, she never would have...
Knock off the mumbling and let's
No,
cut
bad
through that
Marianne.
stronghold over there. Come on.
Spotted by the enemy already? Some scout I turned out to be.
Hilda, what did you do? Okay. No timed objectives in the beginning here. So just take my time, kill people. Although I probably do want to get to Hilda. That way she'll start doing things. They close me in?
Close the gates. Is this a trap?
It is a trap. For them.
We can get out of here,
They've fallen into my trap. Now die. Yeah, I already did that. Which way am I going? Do I have to go this way? The arrow shows it going that way, but I can't.
Leading to the center won't open. I don't understand.
They must have figured out our plan. In which case, we'll just find another way.
Okay, now it has me going around that way. Skip in, go this way.
It's my cursed quest, bringing disaster to everyone around me.
Shimerin, your crest doesn't do that. Relax. Ah.
You're so strong.
You die already? Thank you. Oh, gatekeeper. Die. Give me that. Warrior and allies have appeared?
Great. An ambush. Come on, Marianne. The two of us will have to break through.
Beat the warrior and their allies. Why don't they all group up? That'd be helpful.
This is an awful lot of enemies to take on with just the two of us, don't you think?
I mean, yeah. But imagine how Hilda feels.
No, you're right. I mustn't be frightened. I can do this.
Okay, come here, sniper. Let's just nuke you. Dorte power!
We'll do it together. I've got you now.
There, splashed you as well.
If you would like, maybe.
We'll do it together. I've got you now.
Not sure how much longer I can keep this up. I sure hope someone's coming to help me.
I'm coming, Hilda. Okay, warrior's done. Bam.
Hilda can't hold out much longer. Let's go.
Listen up. I am not the woman you want to tick off today.
Okay, this way. I think I killed him.
We'll never reach Hilda in time if we can't get through this stronghold.
Let's use this and break through. Okay, goodbye. Just keep zooming on through.
The gate is open. Hold on, Hilda. I'm so sorry, Hilda. This is all my fault. Marianne, you came! I seriously thought I was a goner there.
Bam.
But now I've got a second wind. Time for a counterattack.
Team up with Hilda. There she is.
My accomplishments won't mean a thing if I'm not still standing when the battle's over.
Okay. Bam. Okay, let's drop you.
Please, excuse me.
Go attack that guy. Catapult. Use those places to stop the catapults. Okay, let's kill you.
I'm so sorry, Hilda. My quest has brought you nothing but disaster.
Who's this warrior?
What are you talking about? I just got too close to the enemy camp, that's all. Guess I shouldn't have come by myself. Next time, we'll go together, okay?
No, Hilda.
Bam. One down. Okay. Guess I'll just go kill the other one over here. Fine. Okay. Get rid of you. Come here, Stronghold Captain.
Knowing it was you I was saving allowed me to be brave.
Okay, catapults are dealt with.
We did it!
Ooh, durability, nice.
We did it! Thank you, Marianne. Oh, and thanks to you, too.
I only hope I was of some use.
This also durability?
We defeated the general.
It's
but
Awakening.
we're still
I'll take
right in
that.
the middle of an enemy encampment. We should leave quickly.
Okay, what are we going south? Use the evacuation point.
Well, someone's perked up.
Yeah, this way is open. Okay.
We can skip my turn, you know.
Hilda has advantage versus these people. Let's come here, Shez. Defeat the Paladin and their allies to stop the enemy pursuit.
You got it.
We need to get more kills and stuff. Hello, guys.
Stand your ground.
It's sucked in. Both of you guys are dead. Both of you. Just gonna go this way with Hilda. Bonk. Get rid of you. Ooh, there's some health over there. Let's grab that. Alright. This way. Let's try dismounting. Bonk. Another paladin to take care of. Give me that item.
Marianne seems different now that we've joined up with you, don't you think?
Yeah, I'd like to think this is the real Marianne.
Bam. Okay, what are we looking like now? I have enough kills. Okay. Should I take the time to kill this guy? Come on, give me his gauge. There it is. This end the stage, and it's probably going to be some dude who shows up at the fight.
This is the perfect chance to demonstrate
Ingrid.
how far I've come. Now, forward.
Oh, look at these little circles. Oh shit! Flying battle. Beat Ingrid. Unfortunately, I win. Okay, we don't kill Ingrid. Good. I don't want to kill Ingrid. Circles.
We won! Now we can finally go home. Thank you, Marianne.
It was a group effort. Now let's get out of here before someone else shows up.
Okay, we don't need more random kingdom people showing up. That's right. Bam. Edmund troops, Goneril Valkyries. Excellent. Some new strong battalions.
I'm exhausted. I thought this was going to be one of those quick in and out kind of things.
Well, it didn't take too
We're
long.
lucky we got out of there alive.
So, Marianne, what were you trying to say before about your crest?
Yeah.
Bunch of nonsense.
Something about how people shouldn't get involved with you? What was that about?
Oh, that.
You know what? Forget it. She doesn't have to talk about it if she doesn't want to.
Did you say? Oh, just forget it? Okay.
All I care about is that Marianne keeps smiling.
Well,
Sure.
I suppose I do feel a bit more confident now. Since we made it home safely.
Look at that awkward
it
smile.
proves things can go well even if I happen to be there.
Okay, thinking like that is just plain silly. I mean, the only reason I got in trouble in the first place is because I went there without you.
The lesson here is that when you two are supposed to do something together, actually do it together.
Exactly.
Yeah, do it.
All right.
Hey, so did you finish that little cleaning project?
Cleaning project?
What, sorting the logs or whatever we were doing?
The provisions for Marianne's squad. Did you finish?
Oh, right.
Provisions? Weren't they like sorting planks or something?
Well, that's a big fat no.
Look, Marianne was worried, so we stopped what we were doing and came to find you.
Blame Hilda. Should I blame Hilda? I mean, she did want to run off on... Yeah, let's blame Hilda.
If you think about it, you're actually the reason our cleaning didn't get done.
You were worried about me, Marianne? Really?
Really. Once I imagined the worst, I couldn't get it out of my head.
And it turns out the truth wasn't too far off.
Oh, I'm glad you care. You know what? Don't even worry about organizing those supplies. I'll take care of it for you.
You sure?
You bet! I mean, it's not like I enjoy that kind of work, but I'm actually pretty good at it.
That's a huge weight off my mind. Thank you.
Well, guess that about ties everything up.
Oh, but you still have to help. I'm just doing Marianne's part. Plus, you promised promised, remember?
Stay positive.
How could I forget? Come on, let's go. The quicker we start, the quicker we'll be finished and off for a nice hot meal.
Thank you both. I mean it.